Welcome to HD Rare Coins 111, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. In the world of American coins, there exists a small yet powerful piece of history that has fascinated collectors for decades: the Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1966. This humble copper coin carries with it a story that blends art, history, and a touch of mystery, making it one of the most intriguing pennies ever struck by the United States Mint. The 1966 Lincoln penny emerged during a time of great change in America. The nation was in the midst of the space race, cultural revolutions were taking place, and the United States Mint was experimenting with coin production to meet the country's growing demand for change. Amid all this, the Lincoln cent remained a symbol of tradition and national pride. At first glance, the 1966 penny might look like any other copper coin in your pocket. The familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the word Liberty on one side and the date 1966 just beside it. Yet, hidden within its design and minting are secrets that have turned certain examples into treasures worth thousands of dollars. What makes this coin even more fascinating is that 1966 was one of the few years when no mint marks were used on coins. The Mint temporarily stopped using mint marks from 1965 to 1967 to discourage coin hoarding, as collectors were snatching up new coins faster than they could circulate. So, every penny from 1966 appears as though it came from the same place. But that doesn't mean they're all the same. Collectors often search through rolls of old pennies, hoping to spot one of the rare varieties or errors that can make this coin worth a fortune. Some 1966 pennies were struck slightly off-center, while others were made using worn-out dies that left ghostly images or double lines around the words. These small imperfections have become a magnet for coin enthusiasts. The most desirable of these varieties are those showing signs of doubling, where the date or the letters on Liberty and In God We Trust appear slightly duplicated. Such an error happens during the minting process when the die shifts or strikes twice, creating a coin that stands out under close inspection. Imagine finding one of these coins in your change jar, a small copper piece that's been sitting unnoticed for decades. With the right variety or condition, that little coin could turn into a valuable treasure. And that's exactly what makes the 1966 penny so special. It's an everyday object that holds the potential for extraordinary worth. The reverse side of the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo that replaced the earlier wheat ears design in 1959. Within its delicate architecture, the seated statue of Lincoln can even be seen at the center, a remarkable detail considering the coin's small size. Many 1966 pennies were produced, over 2.18 billion, to be exact. But only a handful were struck in perfect condition or display those fascinating mint errors that collectors crave. Finding one in mint state, especially graded by professionals as MS67 or higher, can make it incredibly valuable. Condition, as always, plays a huge role in determining the value of any coin. A worn or circulated penny might only be worth a cent, but a flawless uncirculated one with a strong strike, deep red luster, and no marks could sell for thousands. Some of the finest examples of the 1966 penny have been found with a shimmering red surface, referred to as red or RD in coin grading terms, indicating it has retained its original copper color and brilliance. These are the coins that make collectors' hearts race. Because 1966 pennies lack mint marks, collectors rely heavily on the quality of strike and preservation to determine rarity. A perfect coin without scratches, spots, or discoloration is a true gem. The thrill of hunting for a rare penny from this year comes from the fact that anyone could still stumble upon one. They could be hiding in an old coin jar, tucked away in a forgotten wallet, or resting quietly in a family coin collection passed down through generations. The mystery deepens when you learn that some of the rarest 1966 pennies were actually struck on leftover planchets from other denominations, like dimes or nickels, due to mechanical errors at the mint. These wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and fetch astonishing prices at auctions. Collectors around the world are always on the lookout for these oddities, and each new discovery adds another chapter to the legend of the 1966 Lincoln penny. Even though it's made of simple copper and zinc, the penny carries with it the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, a man who changed the course of American history. Holding this coin is like holding a piece of that legacy, a small reminder of strength, unity, and perseverance. Stories circulate among coin dealers of lucky individuals who found rare 1966 pennies while sorting through their loose change. These discoveries often happen unexpectedly, turning ordinary days into extraordinary moments. Each 1966 penny has traveled through time, through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers, carrying the whispers of history wherever it goes. The Lincoln penny remains a cornerstone of American coinage, and the 1966 edition, with all its quirks and mysteries, continues to capture the imagination of collectors young and old. If you have a 1966 penny at home, take a closer look. Examine it carefully under good lighting or a magnifying glass. Who knows, you might be holding a hidden treasure without even realizing it. Coins like these remind us that history isn't always found in museums. Sometimes it's hiding in our own hands. So, if you ever come across a shiny or unusual 1966 penny, don't ignore it. That little copper coin could be worth more than you can imagine. Coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about the stories behind each coin, the people who once held them, and the fascinating journey they've taken through time. Each year, the 1966 Lincoln penny becomes more popular among collectors, and prices for high-grade or error coins continue to rise. Even though billions were made, the rarest ones remain elusive, hidden away, waiting for the right person to find them. The next time you search your coin collection or pocket change, keep an eye out for the 1966 penny. You might just uncover a fortune in plain sight. If you have any old coins or pennies, make sure to comment below and tell us about them. Our channel loves helping viewers discover the history and value of their own coins. And remember, a rare and valuable 1966 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been known to reach an incredible price of $177,000. So don't forget to like this video, comment about your own coins, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States. Top 2. In the fascinating world of American coins, one small copper piece stands out with a story that captures both history and mystery: the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1971. Though it may look like an ordinary coin, this penny hides secrets that have made collectors chase it for decades. The 1971 penny carries the proud image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose portrait has appeared on the 1-cent coins since 1909. Over the years, it has become one of the most recognizable coins in American history, symbolizing both the legacy of Lincoln and the endurance of the U.S. Mint's craftsmanship. The year 1971 was an important time for the U.S. Mint. The country had just moved away from silver coins a few years earlier, and new coinage technology was being tested. While billions of Lincoln pennies were produced, a few special varieties slipped through with errors or unique features that made them incredibly rare and valuable today. The obverse of the coin shows Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust." Above his head, Liberty, to the left, and the date, 1971, just below. To the right of the date, you may notice a tiny letter, either D for Denver or S for San Francisco, or no letter at all, meaning it came from the Philadelphia Mint. Each of these mint locations played a role in creating millions of coins, but not all were struck perfectly. Some coins show slight doubling on the lettering or numbers, creating what collectors call a doubled die penny, one of the most sought-after varieties in coin collecting. The most famous of these is the 1971 S doubled die obverse penny. If you look closely at Liberty, or the phrase, "In God We Trust," you might see clear doubling of the letters. This tiny minting mistake transformed a simple penny into a treasure worth thousands. Under the right lighting, the doubling becomes visible even to the naked eye. Such a coin, especially in uncirculated condition, can be a life-changing discovery for anyone lucky enough to find one dot on the reverse. The coin features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely in the center of the memorial, you can even see a tiny statue of Abraham Lincoln seated within, an incredible detail on such a small surface. What makes the 1971 penny so intriguing is that, while billions were made, only a handful displayed the doubling or other striking errors that make collectors' hearts race. These rare mistakes are like hidden gems within the ocean of common coins. The 1971 S-proof pennies, made especially for collectors, were struck with extraordinary care and polished dies. But even among these, a few doubled die examples escaped quality control, making them some of the most valuable modern pennies in existence. Collectors love the thrill of the hunt, going through old rolls of pennies, examining each one under magnification, and hoping to uncover that one extraordinary piece that could be worth a fortune. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of a 1971 penny. A coin in worn condition might be worth only its face value, but a mint state or proof coin with perfect luster and no marks can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The bright, original color of a copper penny also adds to its value. Collectors describe pennies as red, red-brown, or brown, depending on how much of the original copper tone remains. The redder the coin, the higher its desirability. Imagine the excitement of finding one of these rare 1971 double die pennies in your collection. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of minting history that very few people will ever hold in their hands. Over the years, coin grading companies have confirmed and certified only a small number of these rare 1971 varieties, which explains why they fetch such astonishing prices when they appear at auction. Some of these coins have sold for amounts that completely surprise collectors, proving that even the smallest piece of metal can hold immense value if it carries the right combination of rarity and perfection. The ordinary penny that we use every day was never meant to be valuable, yet the beauty of collecting is that extraordinary mistakes make the ordinary extraordinary. The 1971 penny is a perfect example of this phenomenon. Every coin tells a story, and the story of the 1971 Lincoln cent is one of precision, chance, and discovery. It's a reminder that history can hide in plain sight, right in the palm of your hand. Millions of people have held these coins without realizing what they were worth. A small difference in minting detail can mean the difference between 1 cent and thousands of dollars. Even today, collectors continue to search for undiscovered 1971 double-die pennies, hoping to add another chapter to this coin's fascinating legacy. You might have one of these coins without knowing it. All it takes is a magnifying glass, patience, and curiosity to find out if your penny is something special. The Lincoln penny is more than a simple coin, it's a piece of American identity, a link to the past, and a symbol of value that goes beyond its denomination. Over the decades, it has traveled through countless hands, pocketed by people from every walk of life, carrying unseen stories and hidden worth. It's amazing to think that a coin so small can carry such big history, and even bigger value. For many collectors, the 1971 penny is one of those dream finds that turns ordinary moments into unforgettable discoveries. So, before you toss that handful of change aside, take a moment to look closely at your pennies. One of them could be the key to unlocking an incredible surprise. Coin collecting is not just about wealth, it's about curiosity, passion, and the thrill of finding history in unexpected places. If you have any old coins, especially pennies from the 1970s, make sure to comment below and tell us about them. Our channel loves helping viewers learn the stories and values behind their coins. And remember, a rare and valuable 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been known to reach an astonishing price of $127,000. So don't forget to like this video, comment about your own coins, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States. Top 3. The story of the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1973 is one that every coin lover should know. At first glance, it may seem like just another small copper coin, but behind its simple appearance lies a fascinating tale of minting precision, hidden errors, an incredible value that has surprised collectors around the world. The 1973 penny carries the timeless image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Since its debut in 1909, this portrait has remained a symbol of American pride, reminding generations of Lincoln's leadership and his role in shaping the nation. When you hold a 1973 penny in your hand, you're holding a tiny piece of history. This coin was produced during a time when America was undergoing rapid changes, from the end of the Vietnam War to the rise of new technology and culture. The penny, however, continued to represent something familiar and steady in everyday life. Billions of these pennies were minted in 1973, with production taking place at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver coins have a small D mint mark, the San Francisco coins have an S, and the Philadelphia coins carry no mark at all. But among these billions, there exist a few extraordinary pieces, pennies that were struck with rare doubling errors or produced with exceptional quality, turning an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. One of the most fascinating varieties of the 1973 penny is the double die verse. In this version, some of the letters and numbers appear to be shadowed or doubled, a result of a slight misalignment when the die was made. The doubling can often be seen on Liberty in God We Trust and the date 1973. This type of error is one of the most desirable finds in modern coin collecting. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a normal coin, but under magnification, the doubling reveals its secret and its incredible value. Another rare form of the 1973 penny includes those struck on the wrong planchet, meaning a blank intended for a different denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. These wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and highly sought after by advanced collectors. The reverse of the coin features the elegant Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny seated figure of Lincoln inside the memorial, an artistic detail that continues to amaze collectors and coin enthusiasts. While most 1973 pennies are worth only their face value, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition can significantly increase its worth. Coins graded by professional grading services as MS67 or higher are especially valuable. The brilliance of the copper luster, often referred to as red, adds even more value to these coins. Collectors classify them as red RD, red brown, RB, or brown BN, depending on how much of the original copper color remains. The redder the penny, the higher its appeal. The 1973 S-proof pennies, struck in San Francisco, were made especially for collectors. They were polished to perfection and handled carefully to avoid scratches. Even among these, a few unique proof errors or doubling varieties have been found, pushing their value to astonishing heights. Every collector dreams of discovering one of these rare varieties, the kind that transforms a single cent into something worth thousands. The thrill of finding such a coin, hidden in plain sight, is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The 1973 penny also marks one of the last years before major changes to the penny's metal composition. Just a few years later, the U.S. Mint would shift from mostly copper to a copper-plated zinc formula, making the earlier pennies even more desirable for their purity and weight. A 1973 penny with strong details, no wear, and that bright original shine is a true treasure for any collection. Collectors are always on the hunt for examples that show perfect strikes with full, crisp details on Lincoln's face and the Lincoln Memorial. Over the years, the fascination with this coin has grown. Auction houses have recorded surprising results as rare 1973 pennies, particularly the doubled die varieties, have fetched incredible sums. The excitement of coin collecting lies in stories like this: the discovery of a rare variety hidden among billions of common coins. It proves that treasures can still be found in the smallest corners of our lives. Some of the most valuable 1973 pennies were discovered completely by accident, by people who took the time to look a little closer at their change. These stories continue to inspire new collectors every day. Even if you're not a professional collector, it's always worth checking your coins. You never know when a rare piece might be sitting unnoticed in your jar of change. The Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of history, artistry, and perseverance. and the 1973 edition, with its mix of rarity and beauty, stands as one of the most fascinating pieces of the series. Each penny carries the spirit of Abraham Lincoln, a man who rose from humble beginnings to change the course of American history. That's part of what makes the coin so special. It represents the idea that greatness can come from the smallest things. Collectors know that the joy of the hunt is just as rewarding as the value of the coin itself. Every time you find a unique penny, you're connecting with over a century of minting tradition and American history. If you ever find a 1973 penny with unusual markings, doubling, or flawless condition, set it aside. It could be worth much more than you think. Coin enthusiasts often say that every collection begins with one lucky find, and for many, that first discovery is a Lincoln penny. Who knows? Yours could be next. So take a closer look at your coins, especially your older pennies. A simple glance could lead you to a life-changing discovery. If you have any old coins or special finds, make sure to comment below and tell us about them. Our channel loves helping viewers learn the stories and values behind their coins. And remember, a rare and valuable 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been known to reach an amazing price of $122,000. So don't forget to like this video, comment about your own coins, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States. Top 4. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1980 might seem like just another small coin that has passed through millions of hands. But hidden among those countless pennies lies a fascinating story, one that has captured the attention of collectors across the world. Some 1980 pennies are so rare that their value reaches staggering heights, turning an everyday coin into a prized treasure. The 1980 penny belongs to one of the most iconic coin series in U.S. history. The Lincoln cent, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the nation's 16th president, it remains a timeless symbol of American strength and humility. The obverse of the coin features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," on the left, and the date, 1980, on the right. Below or beside the date, you might find a tiny D or S mint mark, representing Denver or San Francisco, or no mint mark at all if it was struck in Philadelphia. Though billions of these coins were produced in 1980, only a small handful possess the rare errors or perfect conditions that make them incredibly valuable today. This is what makes the hunt for the 1980 penny so exciting. You never know which one might be worth a fortune. The 1980 Lincoln penny was made of copper and zinc, a mixture that gave it a bright red shine when freshly minted. However, over time, these coins often lose their original color and luster, making perfectly preserved examples much rarer and more valuable. One of the most desirable varieties of this coin is the 1980 doubled die obverse penny. This rare type shows clear doubling on the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," or the date itself. Under magnification, the letters seem to have been stamped twice, giving the coin a distinct, eye-catching effect. Such doubling errors occur when the coin die shifts slightly between strikes, a rare mechanical accident that has fascinated collectors for decades. Finding one of these 1980 double die pennies is like finding a hidden gem in your pocket change. The reverse of the coin showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Within its columns sits a tiny figure of Abraham Lincoln himself, a remarkable detail that many people overlook. Proof versions of the 1980 penny, especially those from the San Francisco Mint, are beautifully crafted and were made for collectors. These proof coins often have mirror-like finishes and precise details that set them apart from regular circulation coins. But what truly makes some 1980 pennies worth an incredible amount of money are the rare minting mistakes. These include off-center strikes, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchet, each one a unique product of chance and history. Imagine finding a 1980 penny struck on a dime planchet, or one that's missing key details because of a minting flaw. These mistakes turn ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles, with prices soaring at auctions. Condition plays a major role in the value of a 1980 penny. A heavily circulated coin might only be worth a cent, but a flawless uncirculated piece with rich red color and sharp details can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars. collectors and grading services use terms like red RD, red brown, RB, and brown BN to describe a penny's color and preservation. The redder the penny, the higher its appeal and worth. Finding a 1980 penny in mint state, especially graded MS67 or higher, is an achievement that excites even experienced collectors. Only a few have been found in such pristine condition, making them truly special. The fascination with this coin lies not just in its rarity, but in its connection to everyday life. The 1980 penny was part of a generation's pocket change, used for candy, bus fares, and small purchases, yet today, it can be worth far more than anyone ever imagined. Each 1980 penny carries a piece of history, representing a time when America was transitioning into a new technological era while still holding on to its traditional values. Many collectors remember finding their first rare penny as children, sparking a lifelong passion for numismatics. The thrill of searching through rolls of coins, hoping to find that one extraordinary piece, is a joy that never fades. The 1980 penny continues to intrigue collectors because it represents the perfect blend of familiarity and mystery, a coin that almost everyone has seen but very few have truly examined closely. If you ever come across a 1980 penny that looks unusually crisp, shiny, or has doubled lettering, take a closer look. It might be one of those special pieces that hold tremendous value. Auction records show that top-graded examples of this coin, especially those with rare minting errors, have sold for astonishing prices. What started as a simple cent has become a small fortune for the lucky few who found them. The Lincoln penny's long history is filled with surprises like this, where small details turn into massive discoveries. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest objects can hold the greatest stories. Coin collecting isn't just about profit, it's about passion, the thrill of discovery, the beauty of design, and the stories each coin carries through time. Even after more than a century, the Lincoln penny remains the most beloved coin among collectors, and the 1980 edition has become a highlight for those searching for hidden rarities. Some people have found valuable 1980 pennies in their old piggy banks, proving that treasures can truly be hiding in plain sight. That's why it's always worth checking your spare change. You never know what you might find. Every coin tells a story, and every collector becomes part of that story. The 1980 Lincoln penny reminds us that even the smallest coin can make a big difference. So next time you come across an older penny, take a moment to look at it closely. It could be an unrecognized treasure waiting to be discovered. If you have any old coins at home, make sure to comment below and tell us about them. Our channel loves helping viewers learn about their coins and uncover their hidden value. And remember, a rare and valuable 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been known to reach an amazing price of $90,000. So don't forget to like this video, comment about your own coins, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States. Top 5. The story of the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from 1940 is a tale that takes us back to an era of strength, history, and artistry in American coinage. This little coin, made of copper and carrying the face of Abraham Lincoln, is far more than a simple cent. It's a piece of the nation's past, and in some rare cases, it's worth an astonishing fortune. The 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as a symbol of resilience. America was on the edge of World War II, and every coin minted during that time carried the spirit of a nation preparing for change. Holding one of these coins is like holding a small relic of history that witnessed a defining moment in the 20th century. The obverse of the coin features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His face is detailed and noble, representing one of the greatest leaders in American history. Above his head reads, "In God We Trust," while to the left you see, "Liberty," and on the right the year, 1940. On the reverse, you'll find two stalks of wheat curving upward on either side, giving this design its popular nickname, the Wheat Penny. Between the wheat ears are the words, 1 cent, United States of America, and at the top, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This design was the very first to feature a real person, President Lincoln, on a U.S. coin, replacing the earlier Indian head cent. It was introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday and remained in use until 1958, making it one of the most beloved designs in American coinage history. In 1940, 3 different mints produced the Lincoln Wheat Penny: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint created millions of coins, but some rare varieties and errors make a few of them worth small fortunes today. One of the most famous and valuable 1940 wheat pennies is the 1940 double die obverse. On these coins, the letters and numbers, especially Liberty, and the date, 1940, appear slightly doubled. This error happened when the coin die struck twice, slightly out of alignment, creating a doubled image that collectors adore. Even more fascinating are the few known examples of 1940 pennies struck on the wrong planchets. Some were minted on dime or foreign coin blanks, giving them lighter weights or silver tones. These unusual errors are incredibly rare and can fetch eye-popping prices at auction. While the 1940 penny was made mostly from copper, its exact composition was 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The coin has a warm reddish tone when new, though many surviving examples have aged to a soft brown or reddish-brown hue. Collectors prize the 1940 wheat penny for its classic design and historical significance. It represents the last decade of the wheat penny before America's focus shifted to wartime materials and design changes during World War II. A typical circulated 1940 penny might not seem special at first glance, but a perfectly preserved one, with bright red luster and no scratches, is something truly rare. These are the coins that collectors dream of finding. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. Coins graded as mint state, MS, or those with the coveted red RD color designation are the most desirable. Even small differences in quality can mean the difference between a few dollars and several thousand. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number of pennies in 1940. But the Denver and San Francisco issues are often found with sharper details or unique minting quirks, adding to their appeal. Every 1940 penny tells a story of an era when copper was still abundant, when pennies jingled in every American's pocket, and when the mint's craftsmanship was at its finest. For many collectors, the 1940 wheat penny is the perfect balance of history, beauty, and rarity. It bridges the early 20th century and the wartime years that would soon follow, making it a highly collectible piece of numismatic history. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from discoveries in unexpected places. Many people have found valuable 1940 wheat pennies while sorting through old jars, family collections, or inherited coin boxes, each one a potential hidden treasure. Under a magnifying glass, the tiniest details on these coins can reveal hidden value. A clear strike, doubled letters, or full wheat lines on the reverse can elevate an ordinary penny into something extraordinary. Over the years, auction houses have sold rare varieties of the 1940 wheat penny for jaw-dropping amounts. It's these special coins, with perfect condition or unique minting errors, that turn heads in the coin world. Even after more than 80 years, the 1940 wheat penny continues to charm collectors both new and experienced. Its vintage beauty, combined with the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, makes it one of the most collected pennies in U.S. history. The beauty of this coin lies not only in its design but in the stories it carries, stories of the people who spent it, saved it, or passed it down through generations. Each penny has traveled through time, connecting us to the America of the past. Coin collecting is often described as a treasure hunt, and coins like the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny remind us why. Every coin you hold could be a window into history, and sometimes, into great value. If you have a jar of old coins at home, take a closer look. That dull copper penny from 1940 could be far more special than you think. Collectors always say the smallest details matter most. So, look closely at your coins, especially the ones from the 1940s. You might be surprised by what you find. The Lincoln Wheat Penny isn't just a piece of currency. It's a piece of American identity, a tribute to honesty, freedom, and perseverance. And the 1940 edition is one of its shining stars. The next time you come across one, don't just see a penny, see a piece of history that has survived the passage of time and holds the spirit of a nation. If you own a 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, Share your find in the comments below. Our channel loves hearing from viewers and helping them uncover the secrets and values behind their coins. And remember, a rare and valuable 1940 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has been known to reach an incredible price of $500,000. So don't forget to like this video, comment about your own coins, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States. Top 6. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from 1950 may seem like a simple copper coin, but hidden within this small piece of metal lies a fascinating story that continues to capture the hearts of coin collectors around the world. It's a coin that tells the tale of post-war America, minting perfection, and the thrill of discovering unexpected value. The 1950 wheat penny belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Penny series, one of the most iconic and beloved designs in American coinage. It carries the proud image of Abraham Lincoln, the man who guided the nation through its greatest challenges and became a timeless symbol of honesty and perseverance. When you hold a 1950 wheat penny in your hand, you're not just holding a piece of change, you're holding a piece of history from an era when America was rebuilding, growing, and moving forward with optimism after World War II. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's detailed portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Above his head are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left appears Liberty, and on the right side you can see the date, 1950, sometimes accompanied by a tiny mint mark below it. The reverse side showcases two elegant stalks of wheat on either side, surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. The phrase, E pluribus unum, sits proudly across the top, reminding us that out of many, we are one. In 1950, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at 3 U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D., and San Francisco, S. Each mint produced millions of coins, yet some rare varieties and perfect condition examples stand out among them all. The 1950D and 1950S pennies, while common in circulation, have been found with unique minting errors and doubled dies that have transformed ordinary cents into extraordinary collectibles worth thousands of dollars. One of the most sought-after varieties is the 1950 doubled die obverse penny. Under magnification, you can see distinct doubling on Liberty and In God We Trust. This subtle flaw gives the coin its rarity and remarkable value among numismatists. Other rare varieties include off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and even coins struck on foreign or dime planchets. Each of these minting mistakes tells its own story of how a mechanical misstep created something unexpectedly special. At first glance, the 1950 wheat penny might seem like any other, but the beauty of coin collecting lies in the details. Those tiny imperfections that turn a simple cent into a hidden treasure. These pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving them a warm reddish tone when freshly minted. Over the decades, their colors have changed, with some aging into rich brown hues while others retain their original red brilliance. Collectors prize the bright, red pennies most, those that still shine with their original luster, untouched by time or circulation. Coins graded, MS, for mint state or labeled, red RD, by professional grading services can reach astonishing values. The Philadelphia Mint produced the most 1950 wheat pennies, but coins from Denver and San Francisco often attract more attention because of their smaller mintages and potential for rare variations. In high grades, these coins display incredible detail, from the sharp lines in Lincoln's hair to the fine veins in the wheat stalks. A coin that perfectly preserves these features is a true gem for any collection. The thrill of finding such a coin often begins in the simplest way. While searching through old coin jars, inherited collections, or dusty rolls of pennies tucked away for decades. Many people have discovered rare 1950 wheat pennies without even realizing what they had at first. Auction houses and collectors' markets have seen some of these coins sell for unbelievable amounts, especially those in top condition or bearing unique minting errors. The beauty of the 1950 wheat penny lies not only in its design but in the memories it carries, of an America filled with hope, progress, and the hardworking spirit of its people. Even though it's a small coin, it represents something much larger. The idea that even the simplest things can hold extraordinary value when you look closely enough. Over 70 years later, the 1950 wheat penny continues to fascinate both beginner and expert collectors. Its mix of history, rarity, and charm makes it one of the most talked about coins in the Lincoln series. Each time a collector finds a beautifully preserved example, it feels like uncovering a time capsule from the past, a direct connection to the everyday lives of people from a bygone era. The Wheat Penny series, which ended in 1958, remains one of the most collectible sets in U.S. coinage. The 1950 wheat penny, resting right in the middle of that era, represents the golden age of American minting. If you have a 1950 wheat penny in your possession, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look for doubling, mint marks, and signs of luster. You never know what kind of rarity you might be holding. Collectors often use magnifying lenses and good lighting to spot small errors invisible to the naked eye. Those small details could turn an ordinary penny into something truly priceless. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a journey through history, one coin at a time. Every piece has a story, and the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny story is one of endurance, beauty, and hidden worth. Many collectors cherish it not just for its value but for its legacy, a lasting reminder of Abraham Lincoln's wisdom and the era that shaped modern America. So before you dismiss an old penny as just another coin, remember that the 1950 wheat penny could be one of those rare pieces that surprises you with its history and worth. If you have any old coins in your collection or have recently found a 1950 wheat penny, share it with us in the comments below. Our channel loves helping viewers discover the stories and true value behind their coins. And remember, a rare and valuable 1950 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has been known to reach an astonishing price of $400,000. So don't forget to like this video, comment about your own coins, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States. Top 7. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from 1952 is one of those coins that quietly carry a legacy of history, craftsmanship, and unexpected value. Though it was once just an ordinary penny in the hands of millions of Americans, today, this small copper coin can hold a story worth far more than its humble denomination suggests. The year 1952 was a remarkable time in American history. The nation was thriving after the hardships of World War II, industries were booming, and coins like the Lincoln Wheat Penny were a daily part of people's lives. Every penny minted that year served as a tiny reflection of the era's hardworking spirit and optimism. The Lincoln Wheat Penny design is one of the most beloved in U.S. history. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became a timeless tribute to one of America's greatest presidents. Its familiar portrait and simple wheat ears on the reverse make it both elegant and meaningful. The obverse side of the 1952 penny features Abraham Lincoln's detailed profile, facing right. Above him are the words, "In God We Trust," on his left side, "Liberty," and on his right the date, 1952, often accompanied by a mint mark that reveals where the coin was struck. Flip it over, and you'll see the classic wheat ears on both sides of the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, symbolizes growth, strength, and the nation's agricultural roots, a fitting theme for America's golden mid-century. In 1952, 3 U.S. mints produced these pennies: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D., and San Francisco, S. Each mint created millions of coins, but some of them have become extraordinarily rare because of minting errors or outstanding preservation. The Philadelphia mint struck the most pennies, while San Francisco produced fewer, making the 1952 S penny a favorite among collectors for its lower mintage. However, condition and errors are what truly define a penny's worth. Collectors are always on the lookout for special varieties, such as the 1952 double-die verse penny, where the letters "in Liberty" or "In God We Trust" appear slightly doubled under magnification. This small difference makes the coin stand out and significantly increases its value. Other errors include repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, and even die cracks that leave raised lines across the surface. Each of these imperfections tells its own story about how the coin came to life in the busy U.S. Mint. The 1952 penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that distinctive reddish-brown tone that collectors love. Over time, many have turned darker or gained a warm, aged patina, while a few rare examples have retained their original red brilliance. These bright, red examples are highly prized because they look almost exactly as they did the day they were struck, sharp, shiny, and full of detail. Coins in this condition are often graded mint state, or MS, by professional grading services, and they can reach incredible prices at auction. Collectors admire how the details of Lincoln's hair, the sharp edges of the lettering, and the fine lines in the wheat ears remain intact in these pristine examples. Such coins are true treasures to find. It's fascinating to think that a coin worth 1 cent decades ago can now be worth thousands, and sometimes even hundreds of thousands, depending on its condition and rarity. That's the magic of numismatics. Ordinary things revealing extraordinary stories. The 1952 Lincoln penny has appeared in countless collections across the world, and every once in a while, a new discovery, such as a unique minting error or exceptionally preserved example, makes headlines among collectors. Imagine finding a nearly flawless 1952 wheat penny tucked away in an old coin jar or inherited collection. That's exactly how some of these rare finds come to light, turning an everyday object into a life-changing discovery. Even circulated coins can have value if they carry an unusual characteristic or error. This makes searching through old pennies an exciting adventure for collectors and hobbyists alike. The charm of the 1952 penny lies not only in its rarity but also in the time it represents, a moment when America was full of growth, unity, and the optimism of a brighter future. Lincoln's portrait serves as a reminder of leadership and integrity. While the wheat design marks an era before the shift to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. This combination gives the coin a strong sense of nostalgia and historical importance. For collectors, finding a 1952 penny in perfect condition is like discovering a window to the past. Each one holds a story of how it survived decades of circulation or was carefully preserved by someone who understood its potential. The coin's enduring popularity shows that beauty and value can be found in the smallest things, even in something as simple as a penny. In auctions, 1952 wheat pennies in top condition have fetched astonishing prices, especially those certified as red or with unique mint errors. The higher the grade, the rarer the find, and the higher the reward. Coin experts often remind collectors that patience, knowledge, and a good eye for detail can turn a small discovery into something monumental. The 1952 penny is a perfect example of that philosophy. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, the Lincoln Wheat pennies are among the most rewarding coins to study and collect. Each year tells a new story, and 1952 is one of the most captivating chapters. So next time you come across an old wheat penny, don't dismiss it too quickly. Check the date, the color, and the details. You might just be holding a valuable piece of American history. Even today, the 1952 penny continues to inspire new generations of collectors, proving that history can hide in plain sight, waiting for those curious enough to look closely. If you have a 1952 Lincoln penny, take a closer look at its condition, mint mark, and color. You never know what surprises it might hold or what hidden worth it might reveal. And if you've found a coin like this or any other old coin, tell us about it in the comments below. Our channel loves hearing from viewers and helping them discover the true stories behind their coins. Coin collecting connects us to the past, one small piece of metal at a time. And the 1952 penny is a perfect reminder of that connection. So before you spend or set aside that old penny, remember. One rare and perfectly preserved 1952 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has been known to reach an unbelievable price of $380,000. Don't forget to like this video, comment about your own coins so we can tell you more about them, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins.